Today I'm answering the questions from the perfume tag that I found floating around on YouTube. There are 9 questions. I don't recall anybody in the fragrance community doing this tag. This seems like more of a beauty guru tag, but I found it and I liked it. So I'm gonna answer the questions. Oh, excuse you. So the first question is, what is the first fragrance I ever purchased? And my mom was an Avon lady, so my first fragrance is actually an Avon fragrance, and that is Forest Lily by Avon. And it was part of some collection with Diane von Furstenberg, who at the time, I had no idea who she was. But this was really like my first grown-up perfume that I ever bought. And it is, well, it probably smells a little bit different now than it did at the time, because this is 20 years old. Something like that. I think it's exactly 20 years old. I think this came out in 1998. But it's Lily of the Valley, a little wood, and lilac. There's probably other stuff in there that I'm not smelling, but it's sweet and green and, in my opinion, very sophisticated for the young child that I was. And I still really like it. I don't wear it very often just because I have this and I have a second bottle and I don't want to run out of it. And I do like to just smell the bottle, and it totally like sucks me back in time. Some other perfumes that I wore like throughout middle school and into high school were CKbe, or maybe it was CKbe. I'm pretty sure it's CK1. It's in like the black matte bottle and it was unisex. Oh my God, I would like douse myself in that. I loved that. And I also wore Homme from Gap, which was the orange one. They had like grass and something else. Dream maybe? But it was orange and so spicy and spectacular. I would say that one is unisex as well. Again, I mean, I think I had really good taste as a young child for perfume. So yeah, my first one. So question number 2 is, what is your signature perfume? And I've talked about this in some other videos that I've posted before this, but I don't really have a signature perfume because I have so many bottles and I really just like wearing them all. But if I had to have a signature, it would be Elie Saab Girl of Now. Hands down the closest I've ever gotten to like a holy grail, everyday, all the time fragrance. It is perfect in my opinion. It is sweet and sticky and fluffy and airy and ooh, it just smells like how I want to present myself. It's so delicious, so ultra feminine, and really big, really loud, but not, I don't know, I've noticed with like big loud fragrances, they tend to be really heavy and nighttime and really like in your face. And I would say this is pretty in your face and big, but it's not heavy at all. It's so light and airy, and it's just, I don't know, literal perfection in my opinion. Macy. So question number 3 is, what is my most recent purchase? And my most recent purchase is actually a vintage. It's not true vintage because this is from 2010, but it's Dior Addict. This is the original reformulation, and I got it for an incredible deal on Fragrantica. I couldn't say no. I had to have it. And I have the newest formulation, which I really like. It's really just a really sexy, sensual white floral. This is very similar. There's an oak moss note in here that is not in the current formulation that I'm aware of. I smell a difference. This definitely smells so much more earthy and a little more bombshell, I guess, a little more assured, confident. Yeah. And my favorite thing about this bottle is that you push down on this little knob here and it comes out, I don't think you'll be able to see it, this little sprayer here, whereas the newer bottles, you actually take this top part off and there's just a normal atomizer. And it locks, so this little knob turns to lock it so you can't spray it otherwise, which I also really enjoy, although this will be kept safely in its box in my storage, so we won't have to worry about accidental button presses. Question number 4 is, what is my date night perfume? And that would be Nero Assoluto by Roberto Cavalli. I actually have many date night perfumes, and I have mentioned in my top 10 designers the Roberto Cavalli fragrance that my husband adores. This, however, is my personal favorite. This one, when I wear it, I feel so sexy and ready for a date. This is vanilla and wood. It's very simple without being boring. I think it doesn't take away any attention from you. I think it really just kind of helps elevate you. So if you're going on a date, you look really hot, really put together. In my opinion, this one is just a nice little accessory. I also just really like this on women. I think this is incredibly sexy to smell on women. So this is why it's my date night perfume. So question number 5 is, what is a spring and summer favorite? I have many favorites. This is why I think this tag is for beauty gurus versus people in the fragrance community, because I don't know anyone with just one favorite. But I chose Carven Le Parfum. I've talked about this before. I'm pretty sure I've talked about this before, and now I'm doubting myself. But it is absolutely one of my favorite springtime fragrances. It is sweet pea, juicy pear, and this fragrance changes with the temperature. So in the spring, on cooler days, it smells one version of itself. And in the summer, on warmer days, it smells like another version of itself. And I really like it. Sometimes it's floral and crisp, and sometimes it is sweet and juicy and full. And I really think this would bridge the gap between spring and summer really, really well. So question number 6, a fall and winter favorite of mine, and that is Kenzo Jungle L'Elephant. I know I've not mentioned this one before. I actually bought a decant of this a few years ago, and when I ran out, I just decided to buy the bottle. And I have never smelled anything like this. I think this is sort of along the lines of Gap Homme, where it's spicy and resinous and not decidedly feminine. I think this very easily leans unisex. And on a friend of mine, this smells so sweet and spicy, and on me, this smells dry and spicy. It is cloves for sure, cinnamon, cardamom, allspice. It smells like what you could put into like a Christmas cookie, but without the baked good part of it. It just is like all of those delicious spices. And I think this works really well in cooler and cold months, just so you feel really like warm and cozy. Okay, question number 7, what is my favorite scent category? This one is a no-brainer. It's gourmand. I am 100% a gourmand girl. There are definitely fragrances that I own that are not in the gourmand category, but 90% of my collection is a gourmand or has some sort of gourmand aspect to it. I just am really drawn to food fragrances. yeah, so gourmand. So question number 8, what is a current want of mine? I have so many on my want list. Mostly of things I want to try before I buy them. The one that I would absolutely 100% blind buy because I'm sure I will love it is the new Shalimar flanker called Lumiere. I haven't really looked for it because I don't want to be disappointed. I heard October. I'm hoping that I can get it before then because I've been told it's a really good summer fragrance, but it is what it is. All right, and question number 9, what is my favorite fragrance to smell on my significant other? I do not like sweet scents on men, or I don't prefer them, I should say. I don't prefer them on men. I really like wood, earth, spice, all of that. And my current favorite is Tom Ford Oud Wood. It is so unbelievably sexy, like mouth-wateringly sexy on men. It's just really good. It's definitely my favorite. I would like to spend a little more time paying attention to men's fragrances. I have a couple things sort of in the works for that because I would like to do some like men's lists if I can find enough that I like. A lot are really sweet or really fresh that I can find at Sephora. So if you have any suggestions for men's fragrances that you think I might like, I would love to hear them because I'm trying to gather up as many samples as I can so that I can make some men's videos. So that's the end of the tag questions. I hope you learned a little bit about me. If you've done the tag and you've made a video, I really want to see your video. So please link it for me in the comments and I will watch it and leave a comment. Otherwise, if you want to answer the questions in the comments, I want to read what you have to say. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.